So continuing with the properties of nitric acid. I have told you in the properties of nitric acid, listen carefully once again. The nitric acid is an unstable acid. Nitric acid. For that reason, what we do is that we keep nitric acid in a colored bottles. In a cupboard, we keep it in a colored bottles, otherwise it decomposes. For that reason only, commercially prepared nitric acid has got a yellowish tinge. Commercially prepared nitric acid has got. It is not what you can say colorless. Otherwise, nitric acid is a colorless acid. Remember it. Why it is having a yellowish tinge? Because in what you can say at low temperature, in room temperature, nitric acid decomposes to give you reddish brown color nitrogen dioxide gas, and this nitrogen dioxide gas dissolves in nitric acid, due to which it develops a slightly yellowish tinge, I should say. Next, you have learned it. The nitric acid, what you find is that when you keep it for a longer duration of time in a colorless bottles, then it develops pale yellow color. The reason is that for that reason only I said you nitric acid we are keeping in a colored bottles inside a cupboard. We are keeping it. Next is nitric acid, dilute nitric acid. It gives you H plus ions. In this way, it decomposes to give you H plus ion. HNO3 decomposes to give you H plus ion. H plus plus NO3 minus. Dilute. This is dilute. Nothing is written means always it is understood it is dilute. Because it is a monobasic acid. This one. As you can see, H plus ion is given. One H plus ion is given. It's a monobasic acid. So this will react with bases like NaOH will react with HNO3 to give you what? Give you nothing but NaNO3 plus water. All these things I told you last class. Just once again I am revising it. Similarly, if you take here calcium carbonate and HNO3, what you will get? You will get calcium nitrate, the salt of nitric acid, that is nitrate plus water plus carbon dioxide. If you take here nothing but ZNS, zinc sulfide and dioxide nitric acid to give you zinc nitrate plus H2S gas, you will be getting it. So these are all reactions which you have studied in acid chapter. Same reactions it is given by nitric acid also. Because as I said you, it's a monobasic acid, but remember it's dilute nitric acid. If you take concentrated nitric acid, it does not ionize, it poorly ionizes. It poorly ionizes. If I take concentrated nitric acid, means poorly ionizes means, suppose if you take 100 molecules of concentrated nitric acid, hardly 10 molecules will ionize or 15 molecules will ionize. Remaining 85 or 90 molecules will not be ionized. So hence, I told you last class that concentrated nitric acid acts as a strong oxidizing agent for that particular reason. It acts as a strong oxidizing agent. It gives you nascent oxygen, concentrated nitric acid. Dilute nitric acid also does. But concentrated nitric acid, it does not ionize. It is poorly ionized. It does not act as an acid. Rather, it acts as an oxidizing agent. You remember it, this particular thing. Alright? Now, next, based upon that fact only, we are going to continue further. Okay. So we will see it how it gives you, that is nascent oxygen, concentrated nitric acid. So always remember this word. Whenever you will be getting dilute, it will be cold. Because see, in the lab, the substance which you are getting it, like NaOH, KOH or whatever the substance are kept in the lab, on the bench. So they are all dilute, so it is cold. So always with dilute, we add the word cold. So we say cold and dilute. And always with concentrated, we add the word hot, because always concentrated substances are generally hot. How it gets concentrated? When we heat a particular thing, so it is hot. Alright, concentrated acid, it's always hot. You can see the fumes are coming out from the concentrated acid. So always we use the word hot and concentrated, we use the word cold and dilute. Even in certain cases, hot dilute is also used. Hot dilute means it is concentrated, remember it. Hot dilute means it is considered to be as concentrated. Because when you are heating any dilute substances, then what it happens? It becomes concentrated, isn't it? Apply the common sense. When you are heating any dilute substance, what happens? Water vapor evolves out. Then what it becomes? When water is evolving out, it becomes, this things becomes more and more concentrated. That's it. Alright, so no need to mug it up everything. Try to understand everything. That when I say hot and dilute means sir is saying about concentrated. Because in the exams, this sort of question you will be getting it. Instead of concentrated, they can say hot and dilute. What does it mean? Concentrated. Alright? Clear? Now, what I said, concentrated acid behaves as an oxidizing agent. How? See, HNO3 concentrated, hot and concentrated. This one is, let me write hot also, that's better. Hot and concentrated, HNO3. It will give you nothing but H2O plus NO2 plus nascent oxygen. Alright? So you balance it, this one, your 2HNO3 will give you, that is nothing but H2O, as it is 2 hydrogen is there, I have taken it, H2O plus 2NO2 plus this nascent oxygen. Now count the number of oxygen. 4 plus 1 5 1 6. See here 2 3 is 6. Hydrogen is 2, hydrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2, balanced. That means with hot and concentrated I get one nascent oxygen and nitrogen dioxide gas is evolved. In this way, fine. Now what I said, it acts as an oxidizing agent. How can we say that? Okay, let us take metal, that is copper. Now here I will teach you a particular kind of reaction. You might have studied in the lower classes. That is nothing but this equation is known as stepwise. We will be balancing it. Alright, we'll be balancing this particular one as a stepwise method will be balancing it. Alright, this equation is clear. So here copper plus this nascent oxygen. See here, from nascent oxygen I will get it here. What will it be? Copper oxide. Simple. Alright, copper plus nascent oxygen, you got copper oxide. Now, copper oxide will react with nitric acid. Alright, copper oxide will react with nitric acid to give you what? Nothing but when acid reacts with the base, what it forms? Salt and water. CuNO3 whole twice and H2O. So it is 2HNO3, isn't it? See, balance it. 2HNO3. So you got the equations. So instead of writing, why I wrote it in this way? Because if you write it, got it, in one time only, then you have to mug up the equation. You can write it once also. See, on adding what you get it, you see it here. So nascent oxygen this side, reactant side, product side, cancels. Okay. Now copper oxide, reactant and product side, cancel. You know that? Achha. Now I add it up. On the reactant side, what is being left? So here what is left? Copper is left. And what is left? 2HNO3 plus 2HNO3. What is that? We got it? 4HNO3. Got it? Now, next, what is being left here? On the product side, copper nitrate. How many? 1. Then water, how many? 2. 2 water. Got it? And how many NO2? 2 NO2. Finished. In this way. So it becomes so easy to remember the equation. But if I would have written directly this one, see, Cu plus 4HNO3, of course hot and concentrated, this one, hot and concentrated, then you have to mug up the equation, that copper nitrate plus water plus hydrogen dioxide. But here no need to mug it up. No need to mug it up. Alright. So here first I wrote the equation which gives you nascent oxygen, nitric acid. Then what will happen? Copper will react with nascent oxygen to form copper oxide. Copper oxide reacts with nitric acid to form salt and water. Then what I did? I just added up the equation. Whichever is to be cancelled, I have cancelled it. Why I have cancelled? See, definitely, because very simple. This is on the product side. If it comes on the reactant, what will happen? This will be minus now. This is minus, this is plus. It is going to get cancelled. Then that way, understand it. This is a basic thing. Here it is copper oxide on the reactant side. If I bring this one copper oxide on the reactant side, what it will be? Minus CuO. When you add it, plus CuO minus CuO, it will be cancelled. Very simple. In this way, you get the equation. This is how do we balance it? By stepwise. Stepwise. We balance it. You have learned this particular type of balancing in the lower classes. You might have learned it in language of chemistry in class 8 or 9 somewhere. You might have learned it, how to balance it by stepwise method to balance this particular equation. So this is how do we do it. So when any metal reacts with concentrated nitric acid, what it gives you? Remember it, any metal means that is copper you can take here, that is iron you can take it, got it? So what will happen is that zinc you can take it. When any metal reacts with this nitric acid, it gives you corresponding nitrate. Suppose if I take a zinc, you will get zinc nitrate, water and nitrogen dioxide you will be getting it. But with iron the reaction will be a little bit different. I will tell you how and why. Understood? So again I repeat, it can be copper, it can be zinc, it can be iron, but iron little bit different. I will tell you what is that. Alright, so in this way with hot and concentrated nitric acid we get the reactions. And how to remember the equation? Because why I did it today? Because many of you the last class were saying to me that how to remember the equation. So hence I wrote it in this stepwise. Alright, so that this is the easiest method to remember the equation and to understand the equation. This is the easiest method, we can say that. So now remember it, copper with hot and concentrated we got one nascent oxygen. Suppose if I take moderately concentrated nitric acid, moderately concentrated, then what I am going to get it? Instead of nitrogen dioxide, see I am rubbing it this one and I am making it here moderately concentrated, means it is partially concentrated, not completely concentrated, partially. Got it? So here what I said, I will take nitric acid, but it is moderately concentrated nitric acid I am taking it. So what I am getting it there, in that case I am getting nitric oxide, not nitrogen dioxide, remember it. With hot and concentrated I am getting nitrogen dioxide, but with moderately concentrated I am getting nitric oxide and nascent oxygen. So again to balance it, I will put it 2 as I put it here. Now nitrogen is 2, I will put it here 2, done. So here how many oxygen I got it? 2, 1, 3. So how many I required? 3 more. So it is 3 nascent oxygen I got it. So with moderately concentrated nitric acid I got 3 nascent oxygen. With hot and concentrated I got 1 nascent oxygen. You can see that. Got it? So in this way, so nitric acid under different conditions, got it? Under different conditions, under dilute conditions, it may give you nitrous oxide, or in moderately concentrated it may give you nitric oxide, and with hot and concentrated it may give you, that is, nitrogen dioxide. You have seen it, and respectively the nascent oxygen you got it. So remember that, again I repeat, that under different conditions nitric acid behaves differently and you get different amount of nascent oxygen. And remember it, nitric acid is a very strong oxidizing agent. So when metals generally react with it, what we get it is that hydrogen gas is not evolved. See here, what you are getting it, the copper, the reaction which you saw, that hydrogen gas is not evolved, never it will be evolved. Suppose with zinc you will do, the hydrogen gas is not evolved. Why? Because it oxidizes hydrogen to what? Water. How it oxidizes? Because the nascent oxygen which is evolved, that it reacts with hydrogen and it gives water. Got it? Only with two metals nitric acid behaves differently, but with under very dilute conditions. That I am going to show you in the next video. Thank you.